Okay. Good evening. My name is David Broman. I am the solicitor to the township, and I'm only running the meeting through the election of our president. This is the January 3, 2022 Lower Macungie reorganizational and regular scheduled meeting. May we please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
United States, America, Republic, for which it stands, one nation, under indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So at this time, I would like to call on Judge Faulkner if we could come up and swear in our 3 newly elected commissioners, 2 of whom are retained and 1 of whom, Brian Schumacher, is brand new. So yeah, that's fine. If you're gonna put left hand on the
Right hand is up, right?
hand. You're gonna repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Brian Higgins,
You solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of Commissioner for Lower Macungie Township
of Commissioner for Lower Macungie Township
in Lehigh County
in Lehigh County
with fidelity.
with fidelity. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. After me. I state your name.
I, Brian Schumacher,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth, that I will discharge the duties
that I will discharge the duties
of Commissioner for Lower Macungie Township
of Commissioner for Lower Macungie Township
in Lehigh County with fidelity.
in Lehigh County with fidelity.
Yes. Yes. Hi, are you doing the honors? Nice to meet you. Raise your right hand. After me. I state your name.
I, Richard Ward,
Solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
that I will discharge the duties
that I will discharge
of Commissioner for Lower Macungie Township
of Commissioner
Lehigh County with fidelity.
in Lehigh County.
Congratulations.
Lori.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hello.
State your name.
Laura Walmer,
Solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
that I will discharge the duties
that I will discharge the duties
as collector for Lower Macungie Township
tax collector for Lower Macungie Township
in Lehigh County with fidelity.
and Lehigh County with fidelity.
Congratulations. Laura. Pardon me?
Would you like them all to sign?
Yes. Ryan? You're welcome.
Renee, I think we lost our Zoom signal. Okay, this time I'd call on our secretary, Renee Flexer, to please take roll call.
All commissioners are present, including Township Engineer Brian McAdam, Township Solicitor David Bruman, Planning Director Nathan Jones, and Finance, no Finance Director, sorry.
Thank you. Now is the time to elect our Board of Commissioners president for 2022, 2023 cycle. Do I have a motion to elect the president?
Motion to elect Commissioner Higgins as president.
Second. There's been a motion to elect Commissioner Higgins and a second. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
That was just a little late eye.
5-0. I now turn it over to President Higgins.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Appreciate it. Thank you to my fellow commissioners for their confidence in me to be president for the next term here. Okay, then moving on to item 6 on our agenda, election of Board of Commissioners Vice President. Do I have a motion for Vice President? Commissioner Shoemaker.
I'd like to make a motion for Rich Ward to be vice president.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Is there any board discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations, Vice President Ward.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you all.
Okay. Are there any agenda modifications?
We have none this evening.
No agenda modifications. Very good. Then we'll move over to item number 8, announcements and presentations. Under 8.1, there was an executive session held on December 23rd at 2 p.m. to discuss land acquisition. Item 8.2, I guess as information, our conflict solicitor and conflict engineer, John Ashcraft and Hanover Engineering, were appointed on January 4th, 2016, and hold that position until a successor is designated. Moving on to item 9, appointments of township manager, township secretary, and treasurer. Is there a motion to appoint Bruce Beidle as township manager?
So moved. Second.
We have first Commissioner Ward, second Commissioner Robert. Any discussion from the board? Public's all gone except for Julie. Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner Beidle, or Commissioner, Township Manager Beidle. Congratulations.
Thank you,
again.
gentlemen.
Okay, a motion to appoint Renee Flexer as Assistant Township Manager and Secretary.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a first and a second. Is there any Board of Commissioner discussion? Public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I will call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. And is there a motion to appoint Jeff Waltmeyer Treasurer for Lower McConkey Township?
Move to approve. Second.
We have a first and a second. Commissioner Robert, Commissioner Ward. Is there any board discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Moving on, item number 10, appointment of Township Solicitor. Do I have a motion for the appointment of the Township Solicitor?
So moved. Second.
Can you?
Sorry, my apologies.
That's right.
I make the motion to approve David Bruman and High Schwartz, the firm of High Schwartz as Township Solicitor.
Motion. We have a second. Is there any board discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Item number 11, appointment of Township Engineer. Is there a motion to appoint a Township Engineer?
Motion to appoint Brian McAdams and CKS Engineering as township engineers.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any board discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. And the appointments continue. So, item 12.1, do I have a motion to appoint CKS Engineers Incorporated as alternate sewage enforcement official?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? 12.2, is there a motion to appoint Key Codes Commercial Building Inspector, Fire Inspector, and alternate residential building inspector?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion among the commissioners? We've even lost our one public person, so no comment from the public. Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you very much. Item number 13, approval of check signatories. What do we actually vote on this, or it's just, we just fill out the paperwork? We do. Okay. So motion to approve the president of the Board of Commissioners as a signatory to checks.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, any Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion for 2 additional commissioners. Is there a motion for any additional commissioners to be check signatories?
I'll make the motion. Wait,
Yeah, you should make a motion, name and person.
oh,
Yeah, what, can you do both? Okay, then why don't I do this? I'll make a motion to appoint Rich Ward and Maury Robert as check signatories.
second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Rich Ward. Any commissioner discussion? Any public comment or public has returned? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
And do I have a motion to appoint Bruce Vital as alternate in the event of treasurer absence as a signatory?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any Board of Commissioners discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. That does it for appointments for tonight. We made it through the reorganizational part of this meeting. Now there's more? Oh, we got, yeah, okay, you're right.
Oh, these.
Sorry. Okay, item number 14.1, resolution 2022-01, approving preliminary final plan approval for the Mertztown Road residential land development.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Who is there any, Mr. Vital, is this you? Is this Mr. Jones? Oh, he's here. Where did you come from? Sorry. Mr. Jones, would you like to present this, please?
Sure thing, sir. Members of the board, members of the public watching from home, as I'm sure everybody is aware, we have spent many months discussing this project. This was discussed at a Board of Commissioners workshop meeting recently as well. 117 acre tract, 136 townhome units, 264 singles, a pump station to service the site, trails throughout the site. There were some discussions about the nature of waivers requested and approved. That has all been ironed out for discussions with the board at the presentation of the workshop. That will include now the potential, well, actually, no, the definite need for a trail along Locust Lane. We also have generous trails throughout the rest of the site, generous landscaping. You will note that there will be 2 stub road connections into Upper Macungie Township. And the board did discuss, and I believe solidified the policy discussion regarding ownership of the roads. We have recommended from day one that this will have a strong homeowners association for maintenance of the common open space and the BMPs on site. One thing we also worked out most recently with the developers team and presented to the board was ensuring that there would be some form of fencing or signs to ensure that residents who live along the open space area don't go mowing it. And then we have to do enforcement on them, considering that's part of, I believe, their NPDS permit for the site. We've spoken to several neighbors throughout this area and educated them to the best of our ability about the nature of the proposal. And we're now at the point where I can say with a strong degree of confidence, especially following our most recent workshop, that it looks like this resolution is ready for action.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any Board of Commissioner discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll just make, oh, go ahead, Commissioner Beitler.
Hey, just a question. The beans I was missing for a while, the roads, do they remain private as originally proposed?
That is what the resolution states.
Yeah, there's one exception to that, Commissioner, and that is, if you will recall, there was a deferral to the widening of Locust and where it intersects to Street A. There was a request to make that public. Because we sat down and talked to both the developer as well as the engineers, it seemed to make sense that that section remain public and that it be a waiver. So those were the 2 changes you may have missed. But all the other private roads as part of the development will be private. That small segment of Locust up to Street A will be dedicated and accepted.
Okay, thank you, President Higgins and Solicitor Bruman.
Any other Board of Commissioner discussion? I'll just make one comment on this, and this is just going along with my stance on every development we had. I'm not in favor of private roads or single home developments. I think there's a couple things I have concerns about. Number one is that people who live there are paying the same taxes as everybody else, and they don't get the same service that everybody else gets. The second part is, while there is a long-term cost for maintenance on these roads, whether it be snow plowing or paving or what have you, my bigger fear is if the homeowners association fails at some point and the roads go to disrepair, it becomes a much larger cost to have those repaired at some point. That being said, in this development, if it were up to me, I would still keep the roads private in the townhome development, because to me, I think that's much more ripe for HOA, not the single family homes. But I am in the minority on this, so I'm just making my point based on what I've said in every other development that's come by that we've made.
You're consistent.
Yep, that's all.
Mhm.
Okay, any public comment? Okay, seeing none, I will call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Very good. Okay, moving on. Item number 15, public comment on non-agenda topics. Is there any public comment on non-agenda topics? Julie says no, so we're good. Item number 16, communication, 16.1.
Thank
Mr.
you. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you,
Go ahead.
Mr. President. We have one item this evening. Mr. William Smith has submitted a retraction letter for his statement of interest for the zoning hearing board. He is a current alternate, and we thank him for his service and continued interest.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Item number 17, here we go, back to appointments. Appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. 17.1, appoint one to the Building Code Board of Appeals with a term to expire 1/1/2025.
Move to appoint Jeffrey Medcheck for the Building Code Board of Appeals.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any commissioner discussion? Any public discussion? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? None. Okay, 17.2. Appointment of two to the Environmental Advisory Council with a term to expire 1/1/2025 and one to fill the vacancy with a term to expire 1/1/2023. Do I have a motion?
Move to appoint Christopher Shilly and Becky Short to fill the full-term appointments.
Okay. I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Having a motion and a second, is there any Board of Commissioner discussion? Okay, any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
No.
Move to appoint Ms. Yobst to the partial, to fill a vacancy with a term to expire 1/1/2023.
Second.
A motion and a second on the appointment of Ms. Yobst to fill the vacancy with a term to expire 1/1/2023. Is there any Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Appointment of the Environmental Advisory Council Chair. Is there a motion?
Move to appoint Christopher Sashi, Chair of the Environmental Advisory.
A second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Okay, appoint two to the Planning Commission with terms to expire 1/1/2026. Is there a motion?
Move to appoint the existing members, Wesley Barnett and Rudy Fischel, to the Planning Commission.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing, and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. 17.5, appoint one to the Vacancy Board with a term to expire the first Monday in January 2023. Is there a motion?
Move to appoint Julie McDonald.
Only if she stands up. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. 17.6.
Move to appoint Charles Irvine to the Zoning Hearing Board.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second for Resolution 2022-02, appointing Mr. Charles Irvin to the Zoning Hearing Board with a term to expire 12/31/2024. Is there any Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you, everybody.
Now we're done with it.
Now we're done with appointments for tonight.
So we don't have an alternate. Is that correct for the zoning hearing board?
60 days then to accept applications.
Okay, thank you.
We'll advertise that as normal, right? Okay, approval of minutes of previous meetings. So we have two sets of minutes to approve. The first being December 2nd, 2021. I have to abstain because I was not here for that meeting.
I also, Commissioner Higgins, I have to abstain.
Actually,
So we only have,
we don't have enough people to approve it at all. Ever.
actually,
What?
I believe that people that did not attend do not have to abstain, and so we can get the votes.
Is that true?
Yeah, in this instance,
Okay,
that is correct.
perfect. Congratulations, Brian. You've just been elevated to vote for minutes of a meeting that you weren't even at. So that's good.
But I think because he wasn't a commissioner, he should refrain, but we have the three people. We have a quorum and we have four.
Who
can-
was
Well, we don't, the problem is I wasn't at the meeting. Commissioner Beitler wasn't at the meeting. We only have two commissioners left that were at the meeting that could vote on.
I see what you're saying. I'll look at that. Let's pass on that
Okay.
until next.
We will
next
table
meeting.
the minutes from December 2nd. Approval of the minutes of December 16th, 2021.
I'll have to also recuse myself from those. I wasn't here. And I don't think Commissioner was either.
Yes, that's true. So we will table that one as well until we'll get a legal ruling on this.
But I think it is that you can vote for minutes that you didn't attend.
Like I
That
said,
would
I
have to occur.
I hope you're
before
right.
the age of a pri-
we can chat afterwards, but I do need to look it up. So if I
Okay.
could, thank you.
We also always could draft the vacancy board person who comes to every meeting, and say, yes, they're accurate.
We could do that.
We could, that's a
She
possibility.
gave us the blessing.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on, item 19, approval of transfers, bill list, and payroll.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Vital.
Thank you. We have the following for your consideration this evening. The general fund, $602,132.03. The sewer fund, $14,577.24. The capital projects fund, $14,882.60. The liquid fuels fund, $5,831.95. The payroll, $297,469.98. The developer's escrow, $84.56, for a total of all funds, $934,978.36.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, you can pay the bills, Mr. Manager. Thank you. And just for everybody's awareness, the bill list, the entire bill list is posted on our website. So please feel free to refer there if you'd like to see what it costs to run the township. Okay, moving on. Item 20, departmental matters, engineering.
I have nothing to report, Mr. President. I would like to say thank you to the board for your reappointment. Very much appreciated. And we look forward to continuing to work with you.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. McAdam. 20.2, planning, Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. Two items this evening. First is the sewer planning module for the Mertztown Road residential subdivision, which you just voted on. This is for the 30-day comment period that ended on the 31st. This would be to basically move forward with that sewer planning module. This, given the nature of the development, has been reviewed by myself, by the township engineer, by the township sewage enforcement officer. Many eyes have been on it, given the nature of sewer planning for this particular site. So we're just, this is a belt and suspenders action by the board for us to proceed forward.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Move to approve.
And I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the approval or the consideration of the sewer planning module for Mertztown Road residential subdivision, 30-day comment period, which ended on the 31st. Is there any more Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it.
Okay, second item, we have a security release for Spring Creek Settlement Subdivision. This is specifically for the sewer line. This is a big one. It is a release of 1.3, well, I would say $1,321,264. This is with respect to the sewer line that runs in the area of Congdon Hill Road, but specifically down Sauerkraut. We will be retaining $50,000 following discussion with the township solicitor as well as the applicant's attorney. That money will be held until things are finalized with that. And I believe as-built are produced. Other than that, we are releasing a very large sum of money for completion of that sewer line.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. We have a second. Any Board of Commissioner discussion? Any public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Anything else, Mr. Jones?
The only other thing, sir, we have two planning commission meetings this month due to the volume of applications and old business that will be continued. So we'll be meeting next Tuesday and the Tuesday after for old business and new business. That's it.
Thank you. Township Solicitor.
I too would like to take this opportunity to thank everybody. I can honestly say the last 18 months have been fun, but I really respect the time and effort that you all put into these developments because they're complicated. You really know your stuff, and I respect that. And I hope we have a good year or two getting all the other ones through the pipeline. They're about 45. So get ready in January, February for 4 conditional use.
Excellent.
We will be busy. The only other thing, just as a point of reference, I know some of you received some phone calls about these releases. Just to let you know, Brian and I walked into what appears to be 5 releases that are ancient, if you will. I'm not sure why they hung around this long, but we're working through them. I'm working with Joe Zader. We now have 3 out of the 5 released. There are 2 remaining. One I'm going to recommend after I speak with Nate tomorrow to be in front of you at the next meeting. And that's for something known as Hills of Lockridge, Phase 1B in the amount of, no, I'm sorry. It's Phase 2 in the amount of $106,953. That would leave one more, and that is Hills of Lockridge 1B, the amount of 136. And as of right now, we don't have any paperwork on that from KCE. Joe Zader is going to try to contact them and get me some paperwork, but that's the only one remaining. So with any luck, we'll have them all done in January.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Solicitor. Any questions for the solicitor? Okay, seeing none. Mr. Township Manager.
I have nothing unless there's any questions for me.
That's what happens when you go on vacation. Okay, moving on to item 21. There have been no committees meeting recently. 22, other business. 22.1, anything in old business? Nothing in old business. 22.2, anybody have any new business? Seeing none. Item 23, Board of Commissioners reports. Item 24, public comment on anything at all. Julie says no. Okay, number 25, just a reminder that we did hold an executive session on December 23rd at 2 p.m. to discuss land acquisition. And with that, we'll get to item 26, meeting adjourned.
You have a tall task because you did that in less than, I don't even know what time we actually started the meeting, but we had to get sworn in. So that you're gonna have to keep doing that.
See you, Ron. Thanks.
Speedy. Not my first rodeo. Thank you, everybody.